Hey guys, good morning. Welcome. Happy Monday. I'm glad you're with me. My name is Elizabeth. I'm your instructor and you are in a Pilates inspired fitness class. And for props today, we're going to use dumbbells. So without further ado, let's get this party started right now. Grab those dumbbells and then let's reach those dumbbells down to the side. Come onto those tippy toes, lower one heel, bend an elbow. Come on to all 10 tippy toes and switch and switch and switch and continue. So we're coming into a simple Pilates prance. And then I'd like to take this opportunity to request of you to keep your workout with me today pain-free. As always, comfortably uncomfortable is okay, but pain is not. So anytime if you are feeling stabbing pain, shooting pain, joint pain, structural pain, anything like that, please stop what you're doing and do something different so those painful feelings go away. So that's super important to me, you guys. I want you to feel better after class, not worse. So any modification at any time is okay and encouraged. All right. And hey, Chris, welcome. I'm super glad that you're here today with us. All right, guys. So we're breathing. That navel is tucked to the spine, just warming up that body for 3 and 2 and 1 and come to center. Swing those arms from side to side and notice how this feels. We will revisit this move a few times in class today, and I want you to begin to notice if it feels differently. For 2 and 1 and come to center. All right, guys, from here, let's reach those upper arms down to the sides. In other words, we'll just reach those arms straight down to the ground, but begin to squeeze those armpits closed. And just in that static hold, notice how you have a lot of muscles that you're engaging, just squeezing those armpits closed. So let's maintain that muscular engagement while we bend both elbows into just a 90-degree angle and lower and do it again and continue. So we're doing a really tiny, we're doing half of a biceps curl. All right, so we're working a particular portion of the biceps muscle and then adding in alternating marches, really squeezing those armpits closed. So even if you have very light dumbbells or even actually no dumbbells, this should begin to feel pretty strenuous. You guys feeling it? Yeah, me too. I'm seeing those faces. So squeezing those armpits closed, coming into that half range of motion. Thus, we're putting on the brakes each time those arms are in mid-movement. So it makes the exercise harder. For 3 and 2. All right, we're going to add on with the lower body, but you can always continue with this version if this feels better for you. All right, guys, the next time you have a knee in tabletop, it doesn't matter which pause. All right, and then from here, guys, keeping that knee in a tabletop, squeezing those armpits closed, will change the position of our dumbbells curls, our biceps curls rather, holding on to the dumbbells and reaching those arms into just that 90-degree angle and then bringing them all the way up. Yep. And if this standing on one leg thing isn't working for you, you're welcome to continue marching. So the leg that you have suspended in space, you should be beginning to feel those thigh muscles. They should be talking to you as well as the muscles in your standing leg, which are active, holding you in place. All right, with the arms, are you just coming down to that right angle to where those forearms are parallel to the ground? If not, be really in control of that movement. We're targeting a different area of the biceps muscle. All right, if you wish, you can add on, and as you bend those elbows, straighten that leg and bend and straighten. Trying to keep that knee straight out from the hip if that's available to you. If it isn't, that's okay. And breathe for 3 and 2. And the next time those forearms are parallel to the mat, pause. Let's place that foot down and then bring the other knee into tabletop. All right, guys, squeeze those armpits closed. From here, we're going to lower those arms down and bring them all the way up and do it again and continue. And breathe, that knee is directly in front of the hip if that's available to you. going for the full range of motion, squeezing those armpits close. So we're still very precise and in control of the movement of the arms, the starting and stopping points. Yep. And breathe. And then finally, if you want more, you can begin to kick that leg out long, bend it back into tabletop. And do it again. Whoa, taking that balance challenge. Again, you should be feeling the thigh muscles of the leg suspended in space quite a bit. Are you still squeezing those armpits closed, squeezing those upper arms into the torso, coming into the full range for 4, and 3, looking good, guys, and 2, and we'll go for 1 more, and rest. Well done. Swing those arms from side to side for 3, and 2, and 1. All right, guys, and then let's pull those elbows back behind us. If it works for your anatomy, let's bend the knees, bringing the booty back behind us. Okay, and then from here, we'll kick one leg back, reach those arms behind, and then bend and straighten and continue. All right, so if this doesn't work for you, standing straight is totally an option. If it does work for you to come into the squat position while you're going through this range of motion, please make sure that your knees are behind your toes. That's super important. We want to protect the integrity of the knees by keeping them behind the toes. All right, so begin to notice if you're swinging those arms through space. And if you are, see if you can be more in control of the range of motion. Again, being really in control of the starting and stopping point. So a moment ago, we were working in front of the body and we were working the biceps and the front of the legs. And now we're working the back of the body. So working the triceps, the back, the booty, and the backs of the legs. And breathe for 4. Plus we're getting a really nice posture enhancing thing here with the heart opening as we reach those arms along behind, and breathe for 4. Whoa, feeling this quite a bit. And 3, and 2, and 1, and come to center. Oh my gosh, feeling that quite a bit. And swing those arms from side to side. Well done, guys. For 3, and 2, and 1. All right, your body should be completely warmed up. We've worked the front of the body, we've worked the back of the body. We've gotten a little bit of a balance work in. So let's come into a little cardio blast. So whatever you feel like doing, yeah, and they're gone. Whatever you feel like doing, if you wish, you can run the stairs. If you wish, you can jog with biceps curls. If you wish, you can disco dance. If you wish, you can do burpees. Yeah, so whatever feels good for you. The goal here, guys, is just to move freely and to get that heart rate up. So I want you to feel a slight increased sense of urgency to breathe. Maybe so it would be a little difficult to talk in complete sentences. You are breathing, loving those moves, and continue. I'm just going to change my screen. For some reason, I'm not able to see quite what I want to see. There we go. Okay. All right, guys. So, yeah, I'm loving seeing you guys running through my screen. So we're breathing, and that navel is tucked to the spine. Those shoulders are down and back. Yep. By the way, if you begin to move those arms overhead, even if you're not doing a bouncy thing. So even what I'm doing right now, just marching, reaching those arms overhead, will increase the heart rate because you're moving the major muscle groups. And anytime we work with those arms overhead, it lends to increasing the heart rate because the heart has to work harder to pump blood to those upper extremities. Yep. Oh, and she's back. We're going to go for another minute, girl. And she's off. I think she's running the stairs. And breathe. So right here, yeah, I'm loving the movements. You guys, I feel like we're like, I don't know, it reminds me of little toddlers like running around and being all excited. Anyways, so just moving the bodies. But what I was going to say, and it kind of ties in with being like little toddlers running around, is moving the body quickly through space, or let me say that differently, getting that heart rate up, and actually any exercise in particular, but particularly the cardio work really helps to stave off depression. And they're not quite sure why that is. It releases some chemicals in the brain that fight off depression. And then some people think that just the activity of doing something healthy for yourself, it's like a positive affirmation of a commitment to one's well-being. So some experts believe that's why cardio type activity helps to alleviate depression, but it's probably a little bit of all of the above. All right, guys, so we'll go just for about 5 more seconds. Yeah, loving it. And 2, and 1, and come to center. Well done. Swing those arms from side to side. Yeah, I'm seeing some of you huffing and puffing, so I can see that you definitely have that increased sense of urgency to breathe. I love it. For 3, and 2, and 1, and come to center. All right, let's set the dumbbells down. I want it, set the dumbbells down without dropping them. Hopefully if you do, they won't land on your toes. I'm so grateful that didn't land on my toe. At any rate, we'll do a few stretches before we come down to the mat today. So if you are more comfortable with your fingertips against a wall or on a foam roller or the back of the chair, now would be a good time to grab that or position yourself next to a wall. All right, so from here, let's take that right knee. We're going to bend that right knee with the knees together. So the knees are together. And then if it's available to you, reach down and grab the back of that foot or that pant leg or anything else. Or if that's not available, you can just keep that knee bent in a 90-degree angle. But if it is available, go ahead and grab onto something and then keeping the knees together, just gently pull that heel to the tush. All right. And then maybe you're not feeling that much in this stretch, and I'll show you the trick to really kick the stretch in. So take your hips and then press them forward. Yeah, so pressing those hips forward will really kick that stretch into that quadriceps area. Yeah, and then just pulling the heel towards the tush, pressing those hips forward, keeping those knees together, you should feel a terrific stretch. If you wish, you can take your elbow out in space behind you, like you're trying to move it as far away from your body as possible while pulling the heel towards the tush. And you will also feel a really nice stretch across here. So that is available as well. All right, guys, so maybe this is all you want. If you want a little bit more, reach the opposite fingertips forward, coming into that balance challenge. And then finally, if you want more, we will begin to separate those knees, sliding those fingertips forward, kicking that foot into that hand behind you, reaching those fingertips forward, looking really good, guys. If you are watching something or looking at something that is not moving, it will help you. Woo, and breathe. Really, really nice balance, guys, for 4 and 3 and 2, and then gracefully, let's come out of this. Beautifully done, and place that foot down. All right, we'll do that sequence on the other side. So go ahead and, if you're holding on to something, switch hands. And then let's take that left leg. Left leg, we'll just bend that knee. And keeping the knees together. And then with the fingertips, reach back and grab onto that foot or that pant leg or something, if that's available to you. And if it's not, it's okay. You're still getting a nice stretch. All right, guys. And then from here, let's take those hips, press them forward. Balance challenge. So pressing those hips forward, you should feel that really nice stretch in that left quadriceps area. Keeping the knees together. Yep. And then maybe take that elbow, bring it as far away from your body as possible while you're pulling that heel towards your tush. Yeah, so you should get a nice stretch across that left shoulder. And then if you want more, guys, let's slide those right fingertips forward and breathe. And maybe this is all you want. Or finally, if you wish, you can begin to allow those knees to separate as you slide those fingertips forward. Kicking that foot into that hand and breathe. Yup. navel tuck to the spine, feeling that really terrific stretch. Shooting those fingertips forward with lots and lots of energy. Loving the balance that I am seeing. Also, notice, guys, maybe you're feeling that stretch across that left shoulder, just as you did a moment ago. All right, for 3 and 2, and gracefully come back to standing. Well done, and release. Good job. I love it, guys. All right, let's take a big step apart with those feet, toes externally rotated, and then bend the knees. Place the fingertips onto the thighs above the knees. By the way, if this external rotation doesn't feel good, you can pivot those feet forward. All right, and then guys, from here, let's come to sort of a resting position on those hands, and then twist to the right, sticking that booty back in space, pressing against that left thigh, feeling that spinal rotation for 3 and 2, and come to center. Whoa, my back just popped. That felt amazing. And then let's twist to the left. Just taking that nice stretch, kind of using our strong thighs as leverage to push from, to come further into the stretch for 2 and 1, and come to center. And then in a manner that feels good for you, let's just begin to shift from side to side, just feeling that rotation in the spine, feeling that really nice strength that we have built in the legs to support this position, feeling that twisty sensation in the midsection. And breathe for 3 and 2 and 1, and come to center. Take your fingertips, place them onto the mat if that's available to you, and then think about straightening those legs. So now I'm just interested in a forward fold stretch. All right, now if it's available, straighten those legs. If that's not available, that's okay. And then guys, let's just tilt, press the, let's just slightly lean to one side and the other side, and continue. So we're shifting the stretch from inner thigh on one leg to the inner thigh on the other leg, and breathe for 3 and 2 and 1, and come to center. All right, guys, then I want you to bend your knees and bend your elbows so you're sort of in a froggy position. All right, and then let's begin to gently rock from side to side for 3 and 2 and 1, come to center, and then take one foot, step it all the way back behind you. So we're coming into a plank or an upright push-up position. Then take an inhale, and as you exhale, step the other leg all the way behind you. So now we're in that upright push-up position, and you're breathing. All right, remember the position that we just stepped out of? Let's step back into it. So we'll start with the left leg. So take that left leg and step it all the way forward towards the outside of those hands. And then take an inhale. As you exhale, let's step the other foot forward. Good. And we'll step back into the plank. So this time we'll take the left foot and kick it all the way back behind you. And then take that right foot, kick it all the way back behind you. So back into that upright plank position. And hold and breathe for 4 and 3, 2, and then guys, take that right leg. We're going to step back into that previous position. So take that right leg, place it on the outside of your palms, then take an inhale, and as you exhale, let's step that left leg forward. All right, and then let's straighten those legs. Head is heavy. Gently shift from side to side, feeling a stretch. This is not the end of class. I know we frequently end class doing these types of moves. Woo. And then hang your head heavy, softness in the knees. Begin to roll up vertebrae by vertebrae, coming all the way up. When you get to the top, swing those arms from side to side for 4 and 3 and 2 and 1. All right, those feet are separated, right? Let's bend those knees if you wish, if it feels okay for your anatomy. Hop those feet together. Good. And then if it feels good for your anatomy, let's hop those feet apart. Doesn't need to be a lot. And hop those feet together and continue. And then if you wish, you can add in arms and breathe. So if this isn't working for you, you are welcome to omit the jump and just kick one leg to the side and the other leg to the side. If it does feel okay for you, you might be flashing back to 7th grade PE. Tiny range of motion is fine for 4 and 3 and 2 and 1. And then I ended with my feet out. Let's bring those feet together. Well done, guys. All right, so you should feel stretched. You've got some energy blowing or flowing, and your blood is flowing. All right, then let's grab our dumbbells and we'll come down to a seated position. Dumbbells nearby. All right, so let's set the dumbbells to the side. I'll give the option to grab them in a moment, but we'll work up to that. From here, both feet are flat, both knees are bent, and reach one arm forward and the other arm forward. All right, navel is tucked to the spine, shoulders are down and back. Trying to keep those feet flat. Inhale, lean back just a little. Exhale, come up to center and do it again and continue. All right, guys, if you can already tell that this sequence is not working for your back, I'll give you an alternative. You are welcome to lie back and lace those fingertips behind your head and come into abdominal crunches, perhaps with a march or anything else. Because I know these types of exercises don't feel good for everyone's back. So if you're in that category, just honor that. For 3 and 2, and the next time you're back, stay back. Yeah, pressing those feet down. Got a lot of activity in that midsection. Reach one arm overhead, reach it forward, other arm overhead, reach it forward, reach both arms overhead. If that doesn't feel good, you can continue with one arm. And breathe. I'm actually going to stick with one arm today. Navel is tucked to the spine, shoulders down and back for 4 and 3 and 2 and 1. Reach those fingertips forward, tuck the chin to the chest and roll down vertebrae by vertebrae, coming all the way down. Nicely done. Lace those fingertips behind the head. Fingertips laced behind the head, knees are bent, feet are flat. Take an inhale, exhale, come into a crunch position with your head, neck, and torso. Inhale, lower, exhale, lift, and continue. And you're breathing. For 4, we're going to add on. And 3, you can always continue with an earlier version of the exercise at any time. And 2, all right, guys. If you want more, listen for the change. The next time you're up, stay up. Bring one knee into tabletop. Take the opposite elbow towards that knee. Put that foot down and switch and switch and switch and continue. So we're coming into oblique crunches here, guys. We're keeping our head, neck, and torso lifted the whole time, if that feels all right for you. And as we're rotating those elbows from side to side, I want you to imagine that the elbows, they're repelled from one another. Yeah, so doing that, trying to keep those elbows super far apart from one another will actually kick the work more into your midsection. And breathe. So it becomes more of a core exercise and less of a moving your elbow exercise. For 4, looking good, guys. And 3 and 2 and 1, head, neck, and torso down, both feet flat. Take a step apart with those feet and windshield wiper those knees from side to side. So just feel that really nice stretch in that top thigh as you go from side to side. Also booty massage, also stretching those obliques, also twisty sensation, and also moving in a plane of motion that we don't frequently move in daily life. All right, for 3 and 2. And the next time those knees are to one side, doesn't matter which, pause, open those arms to a T. If you have your dumbbells in the way, just gently move them out of the way. And then whatever direction your knees are pointed, if you wish, you can look over the opposite fingertips. And just take a moment of stillness and feel what your body feels like after the flurries of activities that we've experienced today. For 3 and 2 and 1. Keep your lower body as it is. Lace those fingertips behind the head. Look straight up to the ceiling. Take an inhale as you exhale. Crunch straight up to the ceiling. Inhale, lower, exhale, lift, and continue. Going for that really, really tiny little waist with that strong midsection, maybe some visible muscles there, and breathe for 4 and 3 and 2. And the next time you're up, stay up. Good. If you wish to add on, reach both arms forward. And then maybe reach those arms back behind and reach those arms forward and do it again if that feels okay for you. If that does not feel okay, any modification or variation or previous version or anything else is fine. And breathe. You guys know I'm super pro modification. All right. For 2. Wow, this feels so good. And 1, and then lower your head, neck, and torso down and just rest the arms. And notice how your body feels after that little flurry of activity. Feels pretty good. Feels strong. All right, for 2 and 1. Let's pivot those knees to center. And then we'll drop the knees to the other side. And just begin to allow your body to settle into this stretch. Perhaps you'd like to open those arms to a T and look over the opposite shoulder. And breathe. And just enjoy that stretch, that stillness. For 3 and 2. And then, guys, let's lace the fingertips behind the head, looking straight up to the ceiling. And then take an inhale. As you exhale, crunch straight up the center. Inhale, lower, exhale, crunch straight up to the center. And continue. And you're breathing. Woo, hollowing out that belly. Navel is tucked to the spine. Yep. Feeling that tiny waist, feeling that strong midsection, sucking in that tummy. Maybe this is all you want. If you want more, the next time you are in the crunch, pause, and then reach those arms forward. Yep, and then reach those arms behind, reach those arms forward, and reach those arms behind, and continue. Notice how when those arms are overhead, it is like you have more weight that you're holding up in your oblique area, which is in fact what's happening. So it makes it harder. Your muscles have to work harder to keep you lifted. And 3 and 2. By the way, you don't need to lace your fingertips. You certainly can. I'm just short on space here. And 1, pause, and then lower down. Open those arms to a T and feel your body after that flurry of activity. And breathe. For 3 and 2 and 1. And come back to center, lifting those knees back towards the ceiling. All right, guys, remember those dumbbells that we set nearby? Let's go ahead and grab those dumbbells. And then, dumbbells in hand, open those arms into a goalpost position. Keeping your head down, knees are bent, feet are flat. Take an inhale. As you exhale, let's lift those hips and reach those arms up to the ceiling. Inhale, lower the booty down while you lower the elbows down and kick everything long and do it again. And continue. So just lifting and lowering those hips. Feeling that back body, and breathe, feeling those shoulders, feeling those chest muscles, palms facing away, opening those elbows way far out to the side as you bend them in that goalpost position. And breathe for 4 and 3 and 2. And then next time those hips are lifted, pause, pivot those palms so they're facing each other. All right, guys, then let's open those arms to the T, palms facing up, softness in the elbows. Hug a tree and do it again. And continue for 2. And the next time those hands are together, pause. All right, guys, then keeping those hips lifted, let's bend one knee into a tabletop position. Does not matter which. Put it down and switch and switch and switch and continue. And then adding on, as you lift a knee into a tabletop position, let's begin to open those arms out to the side and then hug a tree with both feet down and switch and continue. And we're breathing. Yep, navel is tucked to the spine. And breathe. Yep, looking so good, guys. Trying to keep that pelvis stable makes this exercise much harder. What happens if you place your foot down with purpose, putting your toes down first and then the ball of the feet and then the heel, while squeezing those booty cheeks, while trying to keep that pelvis stable? It makes the exercise much more challenging. And breathe. You guys look awesome for 4 and 3 and 2. Woo, and 1. Next time both feet are down, pause. Lower that booty down. Keep those arms up to the ceiling and in fact straighten them. All right, guys, and then let's keep the elbows above the shoulders, but bend those elbows, bring those dumbbells down to the head and straighten. And do it again and continue. So we're coming into a skull crusher exercise, which is what we call this at the gym, also known as a triceps extension. Knees are bent, feet are flat. And then if you wish, guys, let's bring one knee into tabletop while we're going through this range of motion, and maybe bring the other knee into tabletop. And then if you wish, as you straighten those arms, let's kick one leg out long, bring it in and switch and continue. I'm going to omit that, but if that feels good for you, you are welcome to continue with that. I'm going to keep my feet down because that feels better for my back today, and I practice what I preach. Notice how you're really beginning to feel the backs of those upper arms for 4 and 3, feeling quite a bit actually, and 2. Woo, and 1, and then lower those arms down in a manner that's comfortable for you. Take a step apart with those feet, and then windshield wiper those knees from side to side. Good job. How you guys doing? Looking good. For 3 and 2 and 1, and come to center. All right, setting the dumbbells to the side, guys. Let's come to a side lying position with the elbow underneath the shoulder. And I'm just going to move my mat a little bit. All right, so the elbow is under the shoulder, and then if it's good for you, let's kick those legs long and in fact come into a side plank with the elbow directly under the shoulder, reaching the top arm up to the ceiling. And if this isn't working for you, you are welcome to keep the hip down. You are breathing for 4 and 3, shaking quite a bit going on here, and 2, woo, and 1, and lower that booty down. Nice job. Then in a Marilyn Monroe type fashion, let's place our head onto our hand and bring those knees directly in front of us. Good. All right. And then from here, let's lift both feet and lower, and lift and lower, and continue. Good. Place your hands on your waist. See if you can feel your oblique muscles working just as you keep those knees down and lift those feet. It doesn't feel like there's much going on. In other words, when you're doing this movement, it feels kind of easy, right? But feel how it's recruiting all those muscles. And as you know, because I tell you frequently that when we do a lot of repetitions with a light weight, that's what creates that really nice muscular definition and those long, lean muscles. And I don't know about you, suddenly this isn't feeling so easy anymore. Kind of sneaks up on you, and breathe. Yeah, hollowing out that belly, navel tucked to the spine for 4 and 3 and 2. All right, the next time those feet are lifted, keep them lifted. Already you're in that static hold, and you've got a lot of muscular engagement happening just holding this. So hollow out that belly, navel is tucked to the spine. Keep those fingertips on your waist and gently dig those fingertips into your waist, feeling that muscle contraction. Then take an inhale. As you exhale, let's lift that top knee and lower and do it again and continue. Really, really good. Yep. And by the way, if this head on the hands is not working for you, you're welcome to lie your ear down onto your bicep. So that's always an option as well. Okay, so we're blasting out the top of this thigh here, getting that booty area, getting that inner thigh for the bottom leg. Wow, we've got a terrific oblique core exercise going on. So really feel those muscles moving in your midsection as you're going through this range of motion. And can you suck in that tummy even tighter? Again, many repetitions, as in MANY, will create those long, lean muscles for 3 and 2 and 1. And then lower both knees and both feet down. Good, nice job. I know, I'm feeling it too in that backside. Then let's take that top leg. We're going to kick it forward and straighten out that bottom leg. Okay, so now we're getting a nice stretch in this area that we've just worked, and we're going to target that bottom inner thigh. So navel tucked to the spine. Take an inhale. As you exhale, lift that leg and lower, lift and lower. Tiny range of motion. And breathe. What do you think? Are the oblique muscles engaged here? Let's find out. They are. What do you know? So it's an inner thigh exercise, but we're also feeling the oblique muscles working, which is pretty cool, guys. We talked a lot about how Pilates is a core strengthening exercise. And part of the reason is because while we're doing exercises for a particular part of the body, we're also recruiting the core muscles to stabilize us. So getting that really strong core. All right, maybe that bottom inner thigh is talking to you. That's on purpose. And breathe for 4 and 3 and 2. And the next time that leg is lifted, keep it lifted. Flex that foot and point, and flex and point, and continue. For 4. Getting that ankle mobility, and 3. Kind of looks like we're hanging out doing nothing. And 2, chilling out, looking at each other. And 1, and lower that leg down. I don't know about you, but I felt that quite a bit. Now, in this position with the lower body, reach both arms forward. Then take that top arm up and over, opening those arms to a T if that's available to you. And enjoy that stretch after all that activity. Whew. And breathe, feeling that quite a bit. For 4 and 3 and 2 and 1. All right, guys, let's roll over onto the back. So roll over onto the back and come onto your elbows. So elbows are down, kind of looking forward over those beautiful legs of yours. And then from here, guys, let's take that right leg, straight leg, hover it just above the mat. Hollow out that belly, navel is tucked to the spine, drop those shoulders back. Okay, so we're targeting the right quadricep here. You should begin to feel it. You should also feel that inner thigh area because we just worked it. Navel tucked to the spine. We've got a lot of core activity going on, holding our upper body stable as we're going through this range of motion. Now let's invite a little bit of movement. So tiny range of motion. Begin to lift and lower that foot, going for that tiny range of motion. So begin to notice the sensations that you're feeling in your thigh and see if you can feel those sensations to a greater degree by manipulating the movement of your leg through space. Yep. And notice how you can make this exercise really, really strenuous. Also look down and notice if you see any really nice muscular definition in that thigh, which by the way you have worked for. You guys have been with me for a while, so I imagine you're seeing some pretty nice definition down there. So congrats to you. That shows that all your hard work is paying off. All right, for 3 and 2, hollowing out that belly, and keep that leg lifted and pause. All right, we're gonna blast out that inner thigh now. So pivot those toes and the knee to the right. Just in doing that, taking the static hold, you should feel that work shift to the inner thigh. By the way, if this external rotation isn't working for you, of course, no big deal. Just keep your foot parallel with your other one. All right, let's invite movement, lifting and lowering. Holy cow. Whoa. Yeah, like totally simple movement. Doesn't look like anything, but man, oh man. Now, is your abdominal area engaged? If not, recommit to that engagement. You can feel this work in your abdominal area with our attention and concentration. Oh. For 4 and 3 and 2 and 1, and lower that leg down. Oh my gosh. Let's bring the soles of the feet together, bend the knees wide to the side, and just butterfly. Okay, and in that butterfly, notice how one leg feels taxed and the other doesn't. So that's kind of interesting. So we'll fix that in just a moment. For 3 and 2, this is reminding me of Chris's butterflies. One of my students is not raising monarchs. Actually, I'm not quite sure what the situation is, but she's working with butterflies, which is super cool. All right, for 2 and 1, good. Let's kick both legs out long, and we'll do that little sequence on the other side. So looking down over those legs, hollowing out that belly, navel is tucked to the spine. Take an inhale, exhale, just hover that left leg in space. By the way, if this position in your upper body isn't working for you, you can lie flat, that's totally fine, or anything else. It's kind of fun in this position because you can look down over that leg and just see all the benefits of your hard work. All right, so those muscles should be talking to you. Is that core engaged? You can place your fingertips onto your abdomen and see, are those muscles taut? If not, make them taut and breathe. All right, inviting movement. Let's begin to lift and lower that straight leg. Now, can you manipulate the movement of your leg to make this more strenuous? I feel like these types of exercises, guys, we're really sculpting here, really creating that nice muscular definition. And it's kind of cool because instead of like a huge movement, like a squat or something, where there's definitely muscular recruitment, this type of movement, this smaller range of motion and really focusing on the muscles, it's like you can almost feel the different quadriceps muscles. And in doing so, I feel like it helps to sculpt. All right, breathing. Yeah, I think I'm feeling each of those quadriceps muscles. For 2 and 1, pause, keep that leg still. Maybe you're shaking, maybe your muscles are doing little twitchy things. That's going on for me. They're like, holy cow. Then let's take that left foot, pivot those toes and the knee to the left, and invite that movement back in. Again, hollowing out that belly. If you lost the belly engagement, that core recruitment, go ahead and recommit to that. Oh, and breathe. Yeah, getting those strong inner thighs. Looking down, seeing all that muscular definition again, which you guys have worked hard for. And if you don't see it yet, you will. And breathe for 4. Whew, and 3. And 2. And 1. Lower that leg all the way down. Holy cow. And then let's bring the soles of the feet together and we'll butterfly those legs again. Yeah. And notice how that feels different than it did a moment ago. Actually, it feels really good. For 3 and 2 and 1. Well done. All right, let's Marilyn Monroe on the other side. So we're going to lie on the side. On the other side, if you're thinking, I forgot about the side plank, don't worry, we'll get there. All right, lying down, Marilyn Monroe style, or any other way that feels good for you. Place those hands on the top hand onto your waist, knees bent directly in front of the hips. Let's begin to lift and lower and lift and lower. And notice how easy this feels. It's like taking a helium balloon and just lifting it and lowering it. So let's see if we can make it feel more challenging. Recruiting the core muscles, can you feel those oblique muscles working as you're lifting and lowering those legs? I didn't a moment ago, and now I'm kicking it in and I can feel it. Which is a really terrific example of our attention and intention as we're going through these exercises. And breathe. Yeah, and beginning to feel it in here too. Kind of sneaks up on you. Yeah, I know. I'm feeling it too. By the way, I'm not bored. I'm just looking at my watch because I want to keep us on time. All right, breathing. Woo, feeling this quite a bit for 4 and 3 and 2. Can you hollow out that belly more and feel it more in this midsection? Okay, remember a moment ago when this felt easy? Not anymore. Let's take those feet and keep them lifted. All right, so in this static hold, you should feel pretty much from the chest down is engaged. And breathe. Then take an inhale, exhale, lift that top knee and lower and do it again and continue. And again, see if you can manipulate your movement through space to make this harder. So our body naturally wants to do everything with a minimal amount of energy. This probably goes back to, the saber-toothed tiger days. Like we want to save our energy so we have it on reserve for if a tragedy happens or something, or, whatever, in case we have to do a quick movement or something. Yeah, so at any rate, our body naturally wants to use the least amount of energy. So we're purposefully manipulating that to make it so we have to use more energy, recruit more muscles, make the exercise harder, which gives us the muscular definition that we want. And breathe. Hollowing out that belly. Feeling this quite a bit. Making this as hard as possible for 3 and 2. Woo! All right, guys. And 1. Let's lower both knees down. Okay, then keeping that top leg out in front of the hip, kick that bottom leg along. All right, so you should feel a really nice stretch in this area. You are welcome. Now we're going to work on that inner thigh of the bottom leg. Take an inhale. As you exhale, let's hover that leg and then lift and lower and continue. Yep, breathing. Looking so good. Now, can you manipulate your movements and make this more challenging? So if I'm just flicking my leg through space, I'm not going to feel it much. My whole body is rocking back and forth. Yeah, it's kind of whatever. But if I really focus on that movement, using my muscles and the other parts of my body to stabilize it, so I'm really isolating the work to that inner thigh area, it becomes much more challenging. Whew. And breathe quite a bit. Yeah, I know. I'm feeling it too. Yeah, looking good. Awesome. Loving it, guys. For 4 and 3 and 2. And 1. Nice job. Let's reach both arms out in front of us. Take that top arm up and over. And if you wish, if it feels good for you, you can look over those far fingertips, thinking about bringing both shoulder blades down to the mat. You're not pushing anything though. So if that's not in your range of motion, then it's okay. So it's not in mine. My top shoulder is a couple of inches above the mat, but I know that some of my students are more flexible than I am. We all have different bodies with different things. I heard an interesting quote the other day, and it was, I didn't make my body, I was given my body, and it's my job to take care of it. And I really like that. It's like, yeah, I was given this body with its strengths and limitations, and I need to take care of it. For 2.
Huh?
Oh, I'm recording. And 1, it's okay. All right, guys, and come back to center. All right, remember that side plank? Yeah, me too. Let's come into the side plank. So we're going to place that elbow directly below the shoulder and kick both legs out long, navel tuck to the spine. Take an inhale. As you exhale, come into that side plank. Maybe reach that top arm up to the ceiling and breathe. Trying to find that long straight line. By the way, we also want our head in a straight line with our spine, so there's not a wonky angle in our neck. And breathe. Maybe you're shaking. I am too. And hold for 4. 1 and 3. Kind of a balance challenge as well. And 2 and 1. Lower down. Well done, guys. Let's go ahead and bend those knees. And then however you wish, we'll push ourselves up to a standing position. Oh, it's 9:05. Perfect. All right, guys. Hope you feel amazing. I want to thank you guys for joining me. Really good work, everyone. Let's swing those arms from side to side. And notice if this move feels different than it did at the beginning of class. It certainly does for me. For 3, actually, I feel fabulous. And 2, I hope you do too. And 1, come to center. And then reach those arms up overhead. Curl those fingertips over, tuck the chin to the chest, roll down. Vertebrae by vertebrae. When you get down to the bottom, nod your head. Yes, 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 I feel amazing. Shake your head, no, no, no. And then softness in the knees. Head is heavy. Roll up, vertebrae by vertebrae. Coming all the way up. When you get to the top, bring those shoulders up, back and down. Up, back, and down. And one more time, up, back, and down. And walk into your day and your week with your awesome posture. Really nice work today, everyone. I want to thank you guys for joining me.